The Yukon XL name has only been around for a relatively short time, having been introduced in 2000, but the long wheelbase GMC is tied to one of the longest-running nameplates in automotive history, the Suburban. Introduced in 1935, the Chevrolet Suburban has generated generations of fans and loyal customers. Now in the modern era, the Suburban has moved from a workaholic carryall to an upper-class status symbol. The GMC Yukon XL takes this to the next level with a more luxurious appearance and nicer interior trimmings. Then there's the Denali trim. The Denali lineup within the GMC brand has exploded in popularity with the rebounding economy. These leather-lined, chrome-clad versions of GMC's vehicles offer Cadillac-like luxury with less shocking price tags. And that's exactly how to describe the 2016 GMC Yukon XL Denali. It's a Cadillac Escalade without the distinctive grille, higher price tag, and social clout that comes with owning a Slade. Nevertheless, the Yukon XL Denali provides all the right equipment and luxury for those seeking Cadillac comfort without the rockstar vibe that follows the Escalade. Recently, I spent a week getting to know the Yukon XL Denali, all 18.6 feet of it. Make no mistake, it's big. But it's also powerful thanks to a 6.2-liter V8 borrowed from the Corvette. Yep, this bad boy rocks the LT1 small block. Curious yet? You should be. Keep on reading to see what life is like with the Yukon XL Denali. Exterior: the GMC Yukon underwent its most recent change for the 2015 model year, getting an all-new body style to match its all-new interior and underpinnings. The Denali version keeps the Yukon's basic shape and design styling, but pushes the envelope with flashy chrome, a trim-specific grille, large wheels, and Denali badging to match. Up front, that cheese-grater grille is the most distinctive difference between the standard Yukon and the Denali trim. It sets the SUV apart, giving it just enough flash without being blingy. The HID projector beam headlights and LED accents further add to the bright chrome look. More chrome accents reside down low around the fog lights, around the side windows, along the door trim, the roof rails, on the wheels, and on the rear tailgate. Regardless of body color, the Yukon Denali is always looking bright. My tester came coated in iridium metallic paint, a sort of brownish color with plenty of metal flakes shimmering within. Also on my tester are these optional 22-inch, 7-spoke wheels wrapped in all-season Bridgestone rubber. The wheels are aluminum and feature painted inserts that look rather sharp. Upgrading isn't cheap though, as the wheels alone cost $1,995. Oh, and the iridium paint color is part of the premium collection, meaning it costs $395 for the upgrade. No doubt, the Yukon XL Denali is a great-looking SUV. It has just the right amount of flash without being overly ostentatious. All that stuff aid, the Denali still provides all the utilitarian items Yukon buyers expect. It comes standard with a 2-inch receiver hitch for towing, front tow hooks are optional on 4WD models, and modern safety equipment like a rear-view camera and blind spot monitoring make driving the Yukon XL a breeze. The large side mirrors also greatly help. Interior: the Yukon XL Denali shares the same design as the non-Denali Yukons, but materials are richer, the screens are larger, and the center console features soft actuating doors for the cup holders and cell phone bin. Behind the wheel, the Denali features 2 large analog gauges for speed and engine revs, separated by a sizable TFT display. This display shows vehicle information like a digital speedometer, powertrain vitals, tire pressure info, and even turn-by-turn navigation directions. The display is configurable by the driver, with 4 layout styles. My favorite, the standard view, offers a row of digital gauges across the top for fuel, engine coolant temperature, voltage, and oil pressure. Tap the transmission into tow/haul mode, and a transmission fluid temperature gauge replaces the battery voltage meter. Smart and seamless. The center stack makes the most of the available space. The IntelliLink infotainment system offers intuitive controls for nearly every imaginable task. Radio presets reside along the bottom of the screen, menu buttons are smartly placed, and quick link buttons stay along the top of the screen. Save for Chrysler's Connect system, the IntelliLink is probably the best infotainment system on the market. What's more, the 8-inch screen is power-operated and will slide upwards, revealing a cubbyhole for concealed storage. The storage area can even be locked by a numbered keypad under the valet menu option. The HVAC controls are ridiculously simple to operate. Triple-zone climate controls give the driver, front passenger, and rear passenger area the ability to adjust temperature independently. For parents with small kids, the front occupants can control the rear air via a handy control pad below the main HVAC controls. This turned out to be one of my favorite features. My wife, on the other hand, loved the heated and cooled front seats. In back is room for 5 passengers. My tester came with second-row captain's chairs with reclining backs, which are not only immensely comfortable, but also make access to the third row super easy. Legroom in the second row is fantastic, while the third row is only slightly compromised for full-size adults. As with most modern SUVs, the second and third row seats fold, making room for large cargo. The Denali offers power operation for both rows. However, the second row can only power fold. The third row works both ways. Even with all the seats in place, the Yukon XL offers a crazy amount of room for cargo. It's when hauling 7 people and a weekend's worth of luggage that the Yukon XL makes its strongest case. When you need room for people and things, the Yukon XL is hard to beat. Drive-a-train hauling stuff requires power, and the Yukon XL Denali comes standard with plenty of it. Though the standard Yukon and Yukon XL come with a 5.3-liter V8, the Denali trim comes with GM's 6.2-liter Ecotec 3 V8. This engine shares much of its architecture with the Chevrolet Corvette, including the aluminum block, pistons, crank and other various bits. Changes center mostly on air and fuel flow, so the truck version of the LT1, the L86, gets different intake and exhaust manifolds, more conservative fuel injectors, and a different EQ tune. Still, the 6.2-liter kicks out 420 horsepower at 5,600 RPM and a mighty 460 pound-feet of torque at 4,100 RPM. That's only down 45 horsepower and 5 pound-feet from the Vet. Also similar to the Corvette is the 8-speed automatic transmission. Of course, the Yukon's version uses several different parts and programs, but the basic guts are the same. Sending power to the rear wheels is a solid axle fitted with an Eaton G80 automatic locking differential. This traction aid locks the 2 sides of the axle together should one wheel begin spinning roughly 100 RPM more than the other. This makes both rear wheels turn together, eliminating the one-wheel wonder on loose surfaces. Best of all, it requires no driver activation. My tester also boasts 4WD. The 2-speed, electronically controlled transfer case has 5 settings: 2WD, neutral, 4WD auto, 4WD high range, and 4WD low range. For those who just want to drive through any condition, simply place the 4WD knob in 4WD auto and forget about it. Thanks to all that horsepower and torque, my specific tester is rated to tow 7,800 pounds. While that's more than many 3-row SUVs on the market today, it's actually the lowest tow rating of GM's full-size SUVs. The extra weight of the XL option and 4WD cut into the Yukon's ability to tow. Opt for the 2WD Yukon with the HD trailer package, and towing is rated at 8,500 pounds, and that's with the 5.3-liter V8. Of course, all this power and capability comes at a price. The EPA rates the 2016 Yukon XL Denali 4WD at 14 miles per gallon city, 20 miles per gallon highway, and 16 miles per gallon combined. The LT1 V8 also requires premium fuel. Then again, when you're paying this much for an SUV, fuel prices probably aren't a concern. Safety: the Yukon XL Denali isn't short on safety features either, both active and passive. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration gave the Yukon XL 4 stars out of 5 in a frontal crash for both the driver and front seat passenger. Side impact scores are even better at 5 stars. However, the Yukon XL's high center of gravity means it earns only 3 stars for risk of rollover. Overall, the NHTSA gives the Yukon 4 stars. While a rollover has a slightly higher chance of occurring with large SUVs, the Yukon offers side curtain airbags for all 3 rows. The front passengers have frontal airbags, and the first and second rows both have side impact airbags in the seatbacks. Thankfully, the Yukon XL Denali is pretty good at avoiding crashes in the first place, thanks to forward collision alert, blind spot alert with lane change alert, lane keep assist, rear cross traffic alert, and GM's exclusive safety alert seat, which vibrates to alert the driver of nearby dangers. Price now: all this doesn't come cheap. The Yukon XL Denali 4WD carries a starting price of $70,745. My tester came with an additional $7,000 worth of options. They include the head-up display, $425, open road package, which includes the sunroof, 9 extra months of SiriusXM radio, and the rear seat DVD package, $2,860. 22-inch wheels, $1,995. Adaptive cruise control, $995. Theft deterrent system, $410. And the iridium metallic paint, $395. Add in the $1,195 destination charge, and the total price comes to $78,520. Of course, that's before taxes and dealer fees.